Hi guys, Miss Dawson here. I am going to talk to you about life in the Austin colony. So the Austin colony was founded by Stephen F. Austin, and the first thing that he did is he wanted to find some good land. So he looked for land that was near water. He looked for land that had good soil, that would be good for growing crops, and he settled on an area between the Colorado River and the Brazos River, which is where Austin is today. And to this new colony, he wanted to bring hardworking families. So he didn't want to just bring families that weren't going to do anything, they weren't going to do their fair share. So he looked for really hardworking people. And the first people that he brought were called the Old 300. And these people got their plots of land for really cheap. It was in a good spot because it was good for growing crops. It was good, had good fresh water. And when he got there, Stephen F. Austin didn't just say, okay, peace, bye guys. He said, hey, we should really take this seriously. So let's develop some laws. Let's create a militia. A militia is like a group of soldiers, but they're not really in the army. They're just kind of like put together. They got together and said, hey, we're gonna protect our land. So he created a militia. He ended up bringing 900 more families to his Austin colony. And in return, now Austin was a good guy, but he didn't just do this out of the kindness of his heart. In return, he got 197,000 acres of land. So that was a pretty big chunk of land that Austin got. So the way that he got these families to come to the new land is by telling them, like, you can be a rancher, you can be a farmer, these are new opportunities for you, you're not making a lot of money in the United States, why not come give Mexico a try? And these people that came over, they were called Texians. So a Texian was kind of like a Texas and a Mexican because they were part of Mexico at the time. But a lot of them were Anglo because they were coming from the United States. So he was bringing in a new type of people to Texas. Okay, while they were there, the people were encountering some issues with the Karankawa Indians. So the Karankawa Indians, we can't forget about them because they were actually here first. So the Karankawa Indians were giving the settlers some trouble, and they kept raiding their towns, they kept destroying their homes, but it's kind of hard to blame them because technically it was their land first. So they were really just kind of like fighting back to get their own land. But Stephen F. Austin, he didn't give up. Him and the people kind of got together and they wrote to officials in Bexar County, which is San Antonio, and they said, hey, we're gonna need some protection from these Karankawa Indians. And so the Mexican officials sent this tiny little cannon, and this cannon is kind of a starting point of the Texas Revolution. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That cannon is very important. It's going to come into play pretty soon when we start learning about the Texas Revolution.